before God created Adam and Eve, the first human beings, there was already another species. There was multiple species on this earth, long before. One of those species is the angels. Angels are a creation created by God that have no free will. They can only do what God commands them to do, and they are described as being created from some type of light. So maybe those orbs you mentioned earlier could be, maybe they're seeing angelic forms. I don't know. But we know that the angelic realm, that dimension of creation, lives amongst God's kingdom. And we also know that they are in our world, and that they can even come down to test us and all this other stuff. But they cannot do wrong. The second type of creation is the demonic realm. The English language does not do this creation justice. They are known in the Arabic, Hebrew traditions as the jinn. It's where the word genie comes from. You make a wish to the genie and they grant your wish. Basically, you sell your soul and they give you your wish.
That man just made some Long Island iced tea. He must be a bartender because he has some very strong mixology. And he mixes it up so that it tastes good, but you just don't know how much alcohol is in that drink. That's a Long Island iced tea that man just made. Because he just mixed Kabbalah with Enochian magic, with Judaism, with Christianity, with Islam, with Solomon's Keys. He just mixed up a whole bunch of stuff. Because effectively what he is saying is that in the creation, you have God created the angels, but the angels don't have free will. And that then he also created a demon world. The demon world was a separate creation from the angelic world. So the beings created out of light and beings created out of darkness. The darkness are the jinn. The jinn are the two, you know, you see those two angels sitting on your shoulder, the angel and the devil? That's the jinn. That's the representation of the jinn that you all grew up seeing in cartoons. I remember seeing those as a kid, right? You guys remember that? So the jinn are these spirits that they don't necessarily have control over you, but they try to tempt you to do right or to do wrong, but you make the choice, so you don't have that power. But he's saying you're selling your soul, so he's mixing in some witchcraft. He's also mixing in some Enochian magic concerning the creation of watchers and so on and so forth, because watchers or the sons of the B'nai Elohim came down and had 200 of them and took wives. So he's also mixing in a little Sumerian stuff in there as well, a little Arcadian. So his Long Island iced tea is pretty strong because he's saying that Lucifer or devil, whatever, is not an angel. And that justifies the free will that he had in order to have an uprising against this God. But yet, Christians believe that, Christians and Enochian Christians especially, believe that there was a war in heaven. And that this war in heaven produced the Watchers. It produced the Nephilim. It produced the fallen angels. So this war in heaven is nowhere in your book, but is only in the book of Enoch and in the Sumerian, Babylonian, Arcadian text. He's mixing all of those things together to make this Long Island iced tea as strong as he possibly can, but add enough Coca-Cola so that you don't really taste all the alcohol that's causing your brain to be slowed down drastically. This is how you create a new cult. This is how you convince people that they are not responsible for their actions. This is how you convince people to always look outside themselves for different things, because there are arguments that can be made against what he's actually saying that are based on the readings of these different books. So like when you look at the story of Balaam, for instance, Balaam is riding a donkey. The donkey sees the angel. The donkey goes right. Balaam beats the shit out the donkey because he wants the donkey to go straight. Then the donkey sees the angel again. The donkey goes left. He beats the shit out of the donkey again because he wants the donkey to go straight. But then the angel says, you know, I have come to be against you. I have come to, and I was going to kill you because you were beating this donkey and you was on your way to go curse Israel. But there's no God involved. There's no God who's sitting there saying, well, let's see what Balaam does and then we're going to decide what's going to happen. No, the angels themselves, that angel itself made the decision not to kill Balaam. And then Balaam made the decision to bless Israel instead of curse Israel. So the angel did have free will. to do what the angel chose to do, not to do what this God originally sent him to go and do. The angel Gabriel came to Daniel, but he was held up. He was late because he was fighting the prince of Persia, another demonic angel, according to this story, or a demonic being, according to this story. But Gabriel couldn't defeat him, so Gabriel enlisted Michael to help him. It didn't say that Gabriel went and consulted with God and said, hey, God, I need some help. And God said, Michael, go down there and help Gabriel, because that damn prince of Persia, that's a bad boy. That didn't happen. It's not part of your story. You can make it up and say that it is, but you're just making it up, adding to your Bible, which you're not supposed to add to nor take away from. But that angel, Gabriel, had a choice. He could have went down in defeat, or he could have enlisted and had a tag team match against, it actually reminds me of the Andre the Giant matches when he would fight two dudes. He could have got his help from the angel Michael, and they make that decision on their own. Angels do have free will. Now, if you take away from what he's saying and you don't go with the Islamic aspect of jinn and creating these dark dimensional beings, then you have to say that angels do have free will. How did the war in heaven happen if the angels were in heaven and then they decided to go against this God? This is what is taught in most forms of Christianity. So angels do have free will, according to these stories and these beliefs. But this is one of the reasons why we deconstructed from this Bible and from all these religions. Is because relative to the person who's giving the information, they can take it and make it be whatever they choose for it to be in order for it to satisfy whatever the audience desires. You see, if you keep talking about this situation the way that he described it, you will find an audience that agrees with you. And then from that audience, you continue to grow that audience. And then therefore, you develop an entire cult, subcult of the original cult to which you were belonging to. I don't know if this guy is, he sounds like what he's saying, it seems like he might be Islamic, but he's developing a whole nother cult, because the Islamic do accept the Old Testament as the word of this God and the teachings of this God. So he would believe in Adam and Eve and, the angels and demons and jinn and all these other things. But he's also adding in like Solomon Keys, where Solomon took control over one of the demons. I forgot the name of that demon. And that demon was used to gather other demons to build the second temple. Or was that the first temple? No, it's the second temple. To build that second temple. So therefore, you have power over these demons by utilizing Solomon's keys. So, and let us not forget, yes, somebody's going to type it, but I'll go ahead and say it. King James wrote his own book of demonology as well, to be able to control demons as well. But is any of that true? Hell no. Hell no, it's not true. There's absolutely zero proof of any of it. And as a matter of fact, there's proof that goes against it. Proof that the universe has existed long before these stories were being told. Proof that these stories have been pulled from other religions and other people's ideas. There's, as far as like how people died, when they died, the evils that are on this planet is simply because man decided that man was going to be greedy, man was going to murder, man was going to steal, man was going to do all these things. But because we started living in communal societies, we developed laws. And those laws weren't strong enough to prevent people. So the other way that you get people to obey the law is to encode it within your religion. And by merging the two, you then get an orderly society based on the culture to which you are living in. And these books are written based on the cultures of those days, not the culture of today. If you was writing a book today, a Bible today, a spiritual book today, it is unlikely that you will add in more than 2/3 of the things in these books, probably more than that. You wouldn't add it to your book, to your teachings, because you understand how ludicrous it is and how it doesn't match up with what we know about the universe. But tell me what you guys think. Is this guy creating a cult, a subcult? Is anything that he said believable? So, what do you guys think? Always remember, you have to free yourself to be yourself, because your greatness is non-negotiable. Good journey, good vibrations.